Good morning, welcome to the Small Barn Workshop. Sunday mornings are always very chilled around here. There isn't very much noise at all. In fact, there's a bylaw preventing noise. And mostly it's a day two, although the hunters seem to get away with it. So I thought it was an ideal opportunity to try some new hand tools. Unfortunately, the workshop is in such a mess with back-to-back projects. Before we can use the bench, I just need to tidy up. And the tidying starts in the carport where I need to move the trailer so I can move the tractor into the carport. So let's just make some room and then we'll go and have a look at these tools. Anybody that's been watching my bathroom series, the toilet's in, but what an absolute nightmare. You'll understand why when you see that video. Watch yourself, Bobo! Watch yourself. It's going to get ready to run over. Go on, Bo. Plumbing box. Thankfully that can go away now. Wow, as you can see, it's a little bit of a mess in here. Yes, I know I shouldn't pick it up like that. And that's one of the great procrastination projects, is making a cart for that. As you guys quite rightly say, you're going to work your back. To be fair, my back's well past being hurt, but it does give me hamstrings a good workout. But I do need to get round to that. And talk about procrastination, the idea was, we're now mid-November, that I'd be insulated in here, this side wall would be done and the ceiling would be in. Totally missed that deadline, sadly, and I'm going to suffer the consequences. Now the cold's here, but it's not through lack of trying. Every day that I have, I do something around the house. So it's not as though I'm just sat drinking wine and eating cheese. It'd be nice, wouldn't it? And I just not got round to this. Other things have just got in the way, such as a bathroom, such as a mudroom, such as a greenhouse, such as the drains need unblocking. There's always something to do. And the actual height of luxury is being in here. Hello, Bo. Yeah. Can be. All for Bo. The chicken's having that. You don't mind Bo, do you? Hello. No, don't take the brush, I'm using that. What do you guys do with your sawdust? Mine usually goes on the compost or to the chickens. Let me know. The reason this bench is such a mess is that I've got the Creality set up there. I've finished with it now, so I need to put it back and then I can use that as my tool storage bench. If you're doing jobs away from the workshop, does your workshop get in a total mess? It gets messier when I'm not in here than when I am, which is a bit bizarre. 4 tape measures. Still don't know why it says Vaseline and wellies on that. 5 tape measures, 6 tape measures. Fantastic tool when you need it, but one of the most irritating noises in a workshop. Stripe is filthy. If you wonder what this is, you've got to go back to the days of the small loft workshop. And that's something that I bought that I didn't actually need. It was one of them where I needed to spend 50 euros and I got to the cash desk and it was like 48 euros. So I just grabbed them because they're at the side of the cash desk to make my order up to 50 euros to get a discount. Moisturiser. I've worn my fingers away with all the work and the plumbing. That might just pull the shelf down. Right, we're in business. I deserve a cup of tea after all that cleaning. Thought I'd just reunite all the tools that came in this box the other day. The only problem with these tools is I'm not organised enough to put everything back in the box, so the tools end up getting spread around and the box ends up on a shelf empty. I read something the other day. Woodworkers who just make things out of their heads have a messy shop, which is certainly true in my case, and those who work from plans have a really immaculate shop. Now I don't know if that's true. Let me know if you think that's true. Also, they used to say when I was an apprentice that a tidy shop is a quiet shop. So I've not left it too tidy in here. Right, let's have a look at these tools. So, I've got 3 tools in here. One of them I'm really excited about. One I'm a little bit bemused about. And one I just know it's just going to be good. So let's open that one first. And this is a pair of hold down clamps. Now I've got lots and lots of hold down clamps. I'm not short of hold down clamps, if I'm honest. But these are the same ones that are in the HONGDUI jig. And they're very simple, but they have a lot of holding power. Piece of my parquet floor. So the ones that are on the HONGDUI hold down clamp have a lot of holding power. In the bench up there. What I like about these is not so much for this bench because it's only 18mm thick, but because the shank of these are so long, you could actually build something, a jig that was really long, and you could still make them work. Where's one of them myriad of tape measures I've just found? So really you could clamp something down. It was about 80mm. You can always take it to the football as well. There isn't much you can say about hold down clamps. They either work or they don't, but a couple of years ago I made a bench bull, which is in essence just a piece of wood with a lot of holes in it, but you can clamp that to your bench and then use it as a vice. I think I'm going to make another one of them at some point and use these. These are easier to insert than say these. When I made the bench bull, I made it out of 1.5" stock, and actually you can't get these through an hole in 1.5" stock because you haven't got enough turning, but you wouldn't have such a problem with that. So I think I'm going to make a bench bull. And the reason I've selected all these is because they're just nice to use, hand tools, quiet tools to use on a day like today. This is the one that slightly bemuses me. It comes in a nice case. This is made by Fonson. It's a set of 20mm dogs. There is a 19mm available. Just go in your dog holes. Nice rubberised top, so if you have a cluster of 4, and you've got some rubberised feet. I'll have to start to open up my dog holes. Come on, Stripe, you're in the way. Now in the box there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there's 10 of these. So there's 10 for various uses around the workbench. But there's also a couple of these, which are plates. To look like the Seven Dwarfs. So the clamps and these MFT dogs are just nice to have around your workbench. But this tool is actually something I'm excited about, and the reason I'm excited about it, and I've said this before on this channel, in about 1990 I had all my tools stolen. Since 1990, through the time I had my own business, I only bought tools that I actually needed, and this was one of the tools that I had that got stolen, and I never replaced it. For years I was a bench hand joiner, and in your pay packet every week you used to get a certain amount of money that helped you buy and maintain tools. It weren't a lot of money. When I left the trade in 97, I think it was something like £1.98 a week. It weren't a lot of money, so I'm guessing with inflation, if it still exists now, it's probably 4 or 5 a week. And it doesn't actually go a long way, does it, if you've got to go and buy a rebate plane, for example. Interestingly, at that point there weren't really any power tools. I think battery drills were just coming into circulation, so we were using the Yankee screwdrivers and mostly hand tools, and this is one of the hand tools that I had that I lost. So this is a router plane. It's also made by HONGDUI. Now if it's as good a quality as the crosscut jig I've got, then it'll be very good. We've got the plane. That is really weighty. That must weigh 1 kilo. And we've got some attachments, a couple of grub screws. That's all that's in the box. Let's see. Oh, I nearly actually cut the palm of my hand out. It's actually a marking knife. KM 1.7 marking knife. That is really sharp, and I didn't know that was in the bag. Wow, that is lovely. Nice handles, firmly fixed, bit of brass, very, very sharp blade. Imperial and metric sizes, a little bit of calibration on there. The one I had was a record, some very fine adjustment. Let's make sure that blade's up there. Ah, there's a lock, unlock. I don't know quite how that works yet. So let's just have a look at the instructions. So we've got a marking knife, which I didn't realise we had. One thing I've never had is a marking knife. We've got a Allen key. It's a 3mm X bolt for fence, and that's the fence. Tells you how to sharpen the... So these blades are interchangeable, so you can buy a new blade. The router blade can be adjusted to face forwards or backwards. Take these 2 screws out here and turn that whole assembly around so you can use it in that direction as well as that direction. The fence attaches there. Of course it's got a couple of holes in, so you can put a little bit of wood on it if you want. Make it a bigger fence. So that attaches like that. So you can rebate on this then if you want to. An auxiliary fence. Okay, so these 2 holes here. So you can make yourself a much larger base. So let's have a little go. Like I say, it's very sharp. So you saw me with my saw cut that. Nothing by chance. That's just the width of that. So let's just lower that down. There we go. Zero that in. And then just lower that down to, say, 2mm. Lock it off at the back. That's about 5 or 6mm to that, so I'm not going to hit that. Be ashamed to damage it first time. So I'm going wrong way for the grain. Let's turn it around. Oh, we've had a power cut. It's a good job we're not using power tools then, isn't it? bit out of practice. It's been 34 years. If I'd have put a spoil board on back of there, I wouldn't have done that, would I? That's quite annoying. But now I've started it and broke it out, I can't stop it really. Ignore the fact that I've broken the end out because I didn't put a sacrificial part on, and you can actually see. Yeah, of course what I've broken out is where the groove is on the back, so actually it's not as bad as I thought it was, but even so, more practice required. That'll do. It's a nice little rebate, that. That is really nice. I just need to get myself reacquainted with one. It's 34 years since I last used one, at least. It's really nice just working with hand tools. I hope you enjoyed this video. It's been a little bit different. Nice way to spend what is a quiet, tranquil day. And in my next tool review video, I'm going to be looking at these two. Whatever you're doing on a quiet Sunday, then enjoy it. I'll see you later, guys. Bye. I've just had a thought, I've not used my knife. Let's have a look at little Gover's knife. Yeah, that's way too sharp for me.